Just getting started here. We're running just a little bit late, so bear with us here for just a moment. We're trying to see how strange and contrasty we can make this whole thing look. There we go. We're almost there. Almost there. Yeah, look at that. All right, I think that's going to be good. I think that's it. Well, hello, Boozeketeers. Welcome to Tuesday night. Well, not welcome to Tuesday night, because you're probably at Tuesday night every week, I would assume. That's just one of those things. Ah, look at that. There it is. Thank you. A drink's so good it knocked the the rubber thing is missing off of the holder. Whoa. Yeah, see, it's gone nutty here. Let's see. No, let's see if I might just need to tuck it in a little bit better. The little rubber catch thing. I know we're fraught with issues here, but it's okay. We're gonna fight through it because why not? Let's see. We'll try it again. If it drops off into my drink, then we'll know. We'll know. And speaking of my drink, cheers, Boozeketeers. We're going to talk about this in a minute. So hey, there you go. Welcome to Cocktales with Tiki King here Tuesday night. We're coming to you live from the TinTiki bar here at the Tin Well in Salt Lake City, our very own tiki bar. And we said we would, and we did, and here we are. And it's a fabulous thing. And I'm currently sampling a wonderful classic cocktail known as the Blood and Sand. And what is it, you may ask? You can ask that. Go ahead. I'll wait here. You go ahead and ask. What is it? Well, it's a cocktail that was named after a movie about bullfighting called, in fact, Blood and Sand. And it is Scotch, sweet vermouth, cherry brandy, and blood orange juice. And it is a fine thing. I gotta say, this is the first one that I've had, although I've seen many, many, many of them made. One of the places that I was first introduced to the Blood and Sand was at the Tiki Tea in Los Angeles, where there's a whole ritual that goes on around the making and serving of the Blood and Sand. Because there they offer, you can have your Blood and Sand made with either bourbon or scotch or tequila or rum. But generally, as they're making them, they have a mechanical bowl, wind-up mechanical bowl that goes walking across the bar. And as they're doing it, as the guy's pouring, everybody's shouting, "Toro, Toro, 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 Toro." If you've ever been to Tiki Tea and you hear everybody yelling Toro, it's because they're making a Blood and Sand. Which, that's the thing, is that I'd seen them made that way many, many a time, and it was more like a tropical cocktail sort of concoction with lots of ice, crushed ice, and in a big, big glass. So the reason that this came to mind, we were actually at in the bar of a restaurant establishment. I'm not going to say what it is, but we were there having our Long Island iced teas, and there was a couple at the bar, and the gentleman was trying to decide what he wanted to have to drink. And he said, he had made it very clear he was from Chicago. He often kept talking about things that happened in Chicago. But he said they'd been traveling through, and he said, we go through Vegas all the time. And I remember one time I was in Vegas, and I had the best cocktail in the world. Best cocktail in the world. Never had anything better. But I don't remember what it was. And I thought, one, probably good if it was the best thing you ever had, but you don't remember what it was. And finally he said, "Oh, I remember what it was. A Blood and Sand. Blood and Sand." And the bartender was like, "Huh?" And he said, "Can you make me a Blood and Sand?" And the bartender said, I don't know what's in it." And of course, so I'm sitting there, and I, looked I was like, Blood and Sand? They make those at the Tiki Tea. I don't think they're, I assume, like I said, it's always been a big pageantry thing, so I was thinking, I don't know that this particular bartender in this particular restaurant is going to have a wind-up mechanical bowl. But, so I quickly went to the Tiki King cocktail database, looked up the Blood and Sand recipe, and it's actually a fairly simple recipe. It's one of those one-to-one things. Like I said, you just take a shaker full of cracked ice, 1 part scotch or bourbon, 1 part cherry liqueur, 1 part sweet vermouth, and 1 part blood orange juice. Give it a good healthy shake and strain it into a cocktail glass. In this case, or garnish with a lemon twist. And this is one of those fine things. If you're a fan of the old-fashioned or a fan of the Manhattan, you would probably like this. A little sweet. It's on the sweet side as far as if you're someone if you're more of a fan of the Manhattan than the old-fashioned. But I would say it's on this little, maybe a hair sweeter. Well, it depends on who your bartender is. But it's good. You want to give it a try? It's a delicious thing. So the Blood and Sand, named after a movie called The Blood and Sand. It was a bullfighting movie. Hence, when you go to the Tiki Tea, they're going to be shouting a lot of Toro, 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 Toro. Boozeketeer Aaron and Boozeketeer CJ have heard, and Boozeketeer Tark have heard a lot of the yelling of the Toro and have participated in the yelling of the Toro. So many of you are probably wondering what happened last week. Well, if you tuned in for the, whatever it was, 30-second live stream that I did, we kind of pulled over into a lit up area to try and sort the phone out. But we were driving across the endless Utah desert in the middle of the night, and we couldn't really drive with the lights on. And so I figured I was either going to have to live stream in the dark until the reception went away, which is usually most of the time, or just go on long enough to tell you that I wasn't going to do it, and then savor your disappointment, because that's what I do. I'm mean like that. Yeah. But that brings up a point which we can have. I already know everybody's going to vote how they're going to vote on it, but this is your chance to participate in the making of the Cocktales with Tiki King program. We are. Am I straight? No. I mean, I don't know if I'm straight, but I'm looking at it going, I'm like all disheveled. That's okay. It matches my current state. Disheveled. Things got a little weird. I almost drank a vintage Star Trek beer tonight, so might have been doing a show about that. You never know what's going to happen. So there we were driving through the desert, thinking, this happens. It happens now and then. We find ourselves in a situation where we can't just pull over and do a live show because, 1, there may not be any reception, and 2, although I do generally travel with a fairly well-stocked bar, if a policeman were to drop by, it could get awkward, I think, if we were mixing up drinks in the car. So we're thinking as we are wont to do about these things, and we thought, maybe we would use the magic of technology to maybe do some pre-recorded shows from various exotic locations, and do a show. We'd still stream it live, so when you watched it, it would be unfolding as you were there with your eyeball stuck up on the computer screen. But for those occasions in which I couldn't actually do a live show, we might be able to just upload a pre-recorded live stream. Of course, I'd be alive in the video, and you'd be alive while you watched it. So, we're bending the rules. It's guidelines, really. Cocktales of Tiki King is guidelines to your life. Live it, learn it, love it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just giving people the illusion of control. They may want to participate. You guys might want. They're participating as we speak. Look at that. People they're commenting and making emoticons and whatnot. So there you go. There were some other things. How many of you paid attention to the Instagram and the Facebook post about a certain automobile which has entered the scene? I'm guessing a few of you were taking a look at that. For those of you who didn't, today we took possession of a 1996 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham Federal Conversion hearse. And it's a thing of beauty, all completely funeral coach. And it's a thing of beauty. It's completely stock. It's got all the stuff. We got 3 coffin keys in it. and everything. It's a fantastic thing. I mean, when you drive around in it, you get the eyeball. But but completely stock, white on white. Interior's all blue crushed velvet. It's got embroidered flowers on the inside. Looks like your grandma's sampler, which sounds like a euphemism, but it's not. It's got all the original hardware, and it's got power. Everything super luxury. So that's the new Tiki King mobile, which we're trying to decide. Because obviously, when we, not obviously to you maybe, but when we bought it, the fellow there, we bought it actually from a funeral home. So guy at the mortuary said, it will fit a full-size bed if you want to go camping. Because we were talking, he was like, what do you want to do with it? And we're like, well, drive around, go to bars. So we thought, so if we threw a mattress in the back and went to the KOA, do we want to be able to have a pull-out casket bar in the back? Huh? Think about that one. Have it slide, because it's got the rollers in the back and everything, right? So you could have a casket that pulls out, lid opens up. There's all your accoutrements, your glasses, cocktail shakers and stuff, whatnot. Now on the bottom part, top shelf, second shelf, glassware. You could do full on. You could serve. Probably do. Do I want another drink? That's rich. I don't know. What should we? I should probably try another one of their house specials.
Okay, I'll just go get you one.
Okay. Well, producer Maggie is going to go surprise me with one of the delectable concoctions that they make here at the TinTiki. So anyway, so we're trying. I actually thought about what if you could have a pull-out coffin barbecue, right, for when you're camping. But then I thought, it's, when you put it back in, it's going to smell like. Then the back is going to smell like barbecue, and that I'd rather open up the funeral coach and have it smell of gin and limes than hickory, because that might be off-putting. I don't know. What do you guys think? But so if you haven't been following the Instagram and Facebook, check it out. Instagram is tiki.king. Facebook, well, you're here, so you already know. But there's pictures posted. I'm sure there's probably going to be a whole bunch more pictures as we go cruising about the place in our fantastic ride. Because it is a thing of beauty, like I said. It's got the lamps on the side, which so along with what you're talking about using technology, we actually got a program in which we're going to be able to hopefully spice up the Cocktales Tiki King program with, when I say, and it's a 1996 Cadillac Fleetwood, and then it'll appear on the screen, a nice picture of it. You'll get to see what's going on. And then when I say it's got the Federal Conversion side lamps, then they'll appear on the screen, and we'll be able to do a lot of that kind of stuff. Show recipes. We'll be able to show URLs for things. We'll be able to pull up pictures of people doing their drunken foolishness. CJ. He's like, yeah. Let's talk about who does the drunken foolishness. But anyway, yes, we got a new program, but it requires the laptop. So remote locations, maybe a little different for that sort of thing, because we have to have a bunch of equipment. Right now we're running with just a tripod and a microphone, which makes it good for when we're going remote. But when we can start broadcasting again from the Wicked Winch, then hopefully we're going to be taking advantage of all that today's technology has to offer for a boozer such as myself. Yeah. So there you go. So what's been going on with you guys? What's news there, Boozeketeers? I don't know how many of you watched the live stream from Trader Sam's when I decided I'm going to have to drink my way through the off menu now. Since I already drank my way through the regular menu, now I have to drink my way through the off secret menu that isn't listed, and which is going to take some research and probably some questioning of the bartenders to find out what it is that I don't know, what it is that maybe I don't know about. Last week I had a Kablooey and I had a Black Pearl, and they were both fantastic. I've heard rumors of several other drinks, so we'll see what happens. I don't know if you're all enjoying right now. It's fantastic. There's some Exotica playing here on the hi-fi. They have here at the TinTiki. They have live DJ spins Exotica on vinyl. Like I said last time we were here, it's a great thing. If you're anywhere in the area, come on down. This place is this is going to be, this is my up and coming second home, I think. Yeah, which you may be seeing. You'll probably be seeing more of me here in the future. And if you come down here, you can maybe see more of me in person. If you just happen to show up on a Tuesday, maybe we should start having maybe even off show Tiki meetups that then we could live stream. You know, we could kind of like what we did with Boozeketeer, CJ and Boozeketeer, Danny and Hannah. That's the Tiki Co, where it was just us blathering incoherently for half hour, 40 minutes. But yeah, you never know. We can start having little Tiki meetups here at the TinTiki. Because you know, they're whipping something up over there. I can see them. They got blenders going, and syrups pouring, and booze and all kinds. So it looks like a good thing going on. I don't know what they're making, but I'm sure that producer Maggie is going to surprise me in a proper fashion. I know last time when I was here, I don't know. I would have to have the menu to look at. I had some great drinks though, and they were their house specialties. And I think that's what she's doing now, is getting me another one of the house specialties. They have the full menu of your standard tropical cocktail fare. They have some fantastic rums up on the shelf up there. So if you're someone who enjoys a good tropical cocktail, or would just like to have some high-end rums, I think this might be the place for you. Come time to give them shameless plugs, because I want any place that's got anything to do with Tiki here in Utah to thrive. So yeah, so there you go. So there are a few of you asked. I don't remember if I actually said what happened, but the Wicked Wench took on water, and instead of having to scuttle it, we had to pull into dry dock and rip out some of the timbers, because you know, wet stuff in the walls is never good. But right now the Wicked Wench, maybe I'll post a picture. Sort of resides in the skeleton of part of the house, which normally I would say that's good, you know, skeletons and whatnot. But no, the room is undergoing a transformation because we had to tear out a bunch of the walls, and stuff's piled everywhere, and there's skeletons and bones and pirate books and all sorts of things scattered hither and yon, and bars all coming. Poor Captain Booze Nanas, he's back there screeching away. Nobody pays attention to him. He's half buried under a pile of pirate hats, which, you know, he's dead. What does he care? But still, you know, he's jonesing for fire, which you know, once we get rolling again at the Wicked Wench, we will set things on fire. I'll tell you, we're going to we'll have a re-inauguration once we get it all back on track. But it could be a little while, in which case we're going to have to be here at well, not have to. There is no have to. We're privileged to probably be coming to you here from the TinTiki from time to time. And, you know, and possibly some other places whilst we're out and about. Which reminds me, as I've often... whoa, there's some...
Oh, we did? Okay.
So I've got my choice here of a, what is it, a Mai Tai or a painkiller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the painkiller.
Well, I'll sample them both, and then... That's a Trader Vic's Mai Tai. I can tell.
Yeah, that's the painkiller with the cinnamon on top.
That's good too. I think I'm going to go with the Mai Tai. Very nice presentation. I don't know if you guys can see this here. It's got the orchid going on in there and the fresh mint. Crushed ice all the way up the top. And yeah, they go with the Trader Vic's original recipe. So it's just rum and curacao and fresh lime and some orgeat, and there we go. It's a good thing, and it's a good thing. It is. Mm-hmm. Have you tried it yet?
No, but I had one of these last time.
Okay. Oh, you had the painkiller last time? Well, producer Maggie, she's the old hat here at the TinTiki. It's like halfway through the menu already, and that's just tonight. Oh wow, they're playing in the Tiki room right now. Like I said, good tunes, good ambiance, good drinks, good tunes. Come on down. Shameless plug. So, as I often say, if you know of a bar that we should be at and doing the show from, let us know, and we'll check it out. Because we'd love to hit the road in our big old hearse and pull up to a bar near you and make some mayhem. Oh, there is? Oh. So for those of you in the Southern California area, there is a new, I'm not sure if it's a tiki bar or we'll see. So there's this whole thing of different types of tiki theme bars, and there's we've talked about it before, where there's some that are just wall-to-wall tikis. There are some that are sort of postmodern tiki bars that have taken the theme and gone to an extreme. There are some like Damon's in Glendale, where they're sort of like a bamboo bar, where it's more of just a tropical bar. It's not necessarily that tiki, but it is. I consider, they're considered tiki bars because you get all the good tropical drinks, and it's got that whole beachcomber thing. There's a bunch of different types of bars around, but there's one that has a good nautical theme that opened up in Anaheim called Strongwater, and we're hoping to go check that out next time we're down south. I've heard they've had a couple of soft openings. I don't know that they're actually open for business, but the reports that I've heard back are very good. They apparently there's top-notch drinks and some really nice decor, and if you're down there, check it out. Strongwater, Anaheim.
The 5th on Tuesdays.
Oh, and apparently
Harbor Boulevard across the street from Disneyland.
the 5th, across the street on Harbor Boulevard, across the street from Disneyland. Tuesday nights is Tiki Tuesdays. We have not checked it out, but we've heard Boozeketeer Amy down there. She's apparently a regular there now. So I don't know what they have to. I don't know what their deal is, but I always say, go check it out. Worst thing that'll happen is you don't like it. But it's always good to check out the new places and see what they have to offer. And you never know, a little encouragement, they could become the place for you. And then there's also down south it's not a new bar, but a fairly new bar, the Bamboo Club. We went in there. When we went in, it was on an afternoon, so there wasn't all that many people there. But it's got fabulous bamboo decor and a whole bunch of tikis and some really fantastic artwork by Doug Horn and Ken Ruzick and Tom Laura. They did some big murals. There's just some really cool stuff. I liked it a lot. I thought their drinks were good. They've got a good menu. They've got some vegetarian stuff. And yeah, good things. There's all kinds of things. There's all kinds of stuff going on now. We went out in Palm Springs. Palm Springs has more than two, I think. I know they have the Tonga Hut Palm Springs, and they have the Reef that we went to, and had a fantastic lunch there, and had some good drinks, and saw was the Millennium Falcon or a TIE Fighter. I don't remember. There was some X-Wing maybe. I'm not sure. I don't remember, which tells you the quality of the drinks they were serving there, is that it was some sort of Star Wars ship, and at first I thought I was hallucinating, but no. It's what happened? Producer Maggie is grasping at Ghost Drinks, which tells me that's a good drink.
What?
I said, Producer Maggie is grasping at Ghost Drinks. That's good. That is a good Mai Tai. That's somebody. There was a thing I read on Facebook today or yesterday, I don't remember. That was from Jeopardy, in which it said, name the famous drink that contains rum, orgeat, and fruit juices, and people lost their business because Mai Tai generally the only fruit juices would be lime, but then there's that whole controversy, the island style Mai Tais, all that. There's a million Mai Tai recipes out there that have tons of fruit juice, and everybody just assumes that they have fruit juice and grenadine, all sorts of things. Who cares? Drink them all. If you don't like them, don't drink them. That's good. What else? I know usually I can just talk non-stop about nonsense, but...
What you talked about
I was mostly just describing the action. There was shakers and blenders and rum being poured, and fruit juices and different things going on.
talk about Trader Morton's?
No, I did not. I don't. Should I? I don't know. That's one of those things. I never know what I should let you in on because, I don't want to overexcite you. But also, so if you've been paying attention to the Facebook or the Instagram, you will see that I have a new necklace coming out that's a exclusive for Trader Mort's Liquors down on Shelter Island in San Diego. Which, see, if we had the new technology, then a picture would appear right now of the necklace. But you can check it out. It's on my Facebook. It's on the Instagram. We were down there in August. We went in. So, for those of you who don't know, Trader Mort's is a liquor store that's been in business nonstop in San Diego, out on Shelter Island, since 1960. So 1962, something like that. Oh no! I was looking at hers.
I was just looking around.
They have an attentive bartender here. That's good. We looked over there and he came over. Hey, do you need more booze?
We're fine. He's got a mic on.
Yeah,
He's got a mic, so we're okay.
So Trader Mort's Liquors on Shelter Island. What's that?
Just turned their looks.
Oh, I don't know if you guys were able to hear the bass, but I assume that with my lapel mic that it probably was not an issue, and I hadn't heard anyone complaining. But anyway, so Trader Mort's Liquors has been on Shelter Island since I believe it was 1962 was when they opened, something like that. And they're a tiki-themed, nautical-themed liquor store that's on the corner. They've had they have all kinds of carvings and tikis about the place. But one of their things is they have a big iconic tiki that was carved by Eli Headley, who was a famous tiki carver back in the day. I believe Bamboo Ben is his grandson. So Eli Headley used to do a lot of tikis for the tropical traders in Disneyland. So a lot of his work ended up there. But one of them ended up at this Trader Mort's. And it's this great big fantastic tiki called Mr. Tiki. And it's been there for a long, long time. It was briefly stolen, actually. It was stolen, strangely enough, however many years ago that was. But it was in November. Anyway, yeah, so it was stolen. It was a big deal. People were very sad. Then it just reappeared one day in the parking lot. No explanation. So anyway, so we were down there we went by Trader Mort's when I was down in San Diego in August. For down there doing the Tiki Oasis thing, and popped into Trader Mort's to see what was what, and bought myself a fine mug in the likeness of this Mr. Tiki. But while we were there, we were talking to the owner there, Mike, and broached the subject. And I said, well, hey, I make necklaces, tiki necklaces, and showed him some of my work. And he said, yeah, let's talk about it. And so then a little later, I dropped off some prototypes, made a couple, took them down and left them there with him. And just the other day, he said, yeah, let's do it. So now I'm busy back in the workshop, cranking out a bunch of those. So they're going to be, I don't know, the prototypes might be on the rack right now. I don't know. There may be a couple available right now, for all I know. How could I, just a second. But anyway, so the initial batch is going to be heading down there in a couple weeks. And I will definitely let you all know when those are available. They're a lot of fun. They're fun looking. They're like I said, they're iconic. And they say Trader Mort's on the back and Tiki King. And a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it. It'll be it'll be fun to have that in there. And I've already been people saying, when are they going to be there? How can I get one? Can I order it online? More than likely, I know they sell their mugs on the Trader Mort's website, so it's quite logical that they'll probably have the pendants on there too. So, but I will definitely keep you guys posted. Anyway, we're very excited about it. A lot of fun. Love doing stuff like that. So keep an eye out. And I also told you guys already, but in case you've forgotten, there's a new website up, which you can get to from tikiking.com, but its home is at tikiking.net, and it is the new Tiki King store. Have a lot of stuff that I haven't offered in a long time, carvings and wall plaques and all sorts of things that on my website I mostly just had the necklaces and some bracelets and stuff, but I'm working on having a full range of all my Tiki King arty stuff for sale there, just in time for Christmas. And stay tuned. Maybe we'll have a Black Friday sale. Enter code Black Friday for 10% off. You never know. Could be a good time to get your grandmother that skull on a spear that she's been wanting for so long, but was afraid that then what would the neighbors think? Well, they might think it was one of them. Win-win. So there you go, Boozeketeers. This whole episode is just a reminder that the Tiki King cocktail database has a lot of very fine cocktails on it, including the Blood and Sand, and including the Trader Vic's Mai Tai. Check it out. Go to the cocktail portal. You can get there easy. There's a shortcut. tikiking.com/booze. That's BOOZE. tikiking.com/booze. We'll take you right to the cocktail portal. You can go to the database there and look up drinks and drink drinks and have yourself a good time and check out the Boozeketeer gear. And then when you're done with that, once you've mixed yourself up a fine cocktail, then head on over to tikiking.net and check out the fine offerings there, if I do say so myself. And there you go. That's all. I should have talked slower. We could have had like an hour-long show, but just talk slow. That's okay. So there you go, Boozeketeers. I hope whatever you're doing and wherever you are, it somehow involves having yourself a fine drink. And until next week, I just want to say I'm Tiki King, and you're the Boozeketeers, and good night, and good drinks.